In the heart of the Arabian desert, where dunes stretch endlessly and daytime temperatures soar past 50 degrees Celsius, a remarkable engineering marvel quietly reshapes the landscape of Saudi Arabia. It is an artificial river, a man-made waterway stretching thousands of kilometers, longer than the Nile. Unlike natural rivers, it doesn't rely on rain, snowmelt, or seasonal flooding. Instead, it is fully engineered, drawing on deep underground aquifers that have existed for tens of thousands of years. This is the story of Saudi Arabia's artificial river, a project of unprecedented scale, ambition, and controversy. A river that brings life to a land once considered almost uninhabitable. Why build an artificial river? Saudi Arabia is home to the Rub al Khali, the empty quarter, the largest continuous sand desert in the world. Life in this harsh environment has always depended on small oases, seasonal rainfall, and underground water sources. For centuries, survival in the desert required ingenuity and restraint. By the mid-20th century, however, Saudi Arabia faced a pressing problem: a growing population, expanding cities, and ambitions for large-scale agriculture created a massive water demand. Traditional wells and rain-fed agriculture could no longer sustain the country. The leadership needed a solution. The answer came in the form of fossil water, ancient, non-renewable water trapped in deep aquifers beneath the desert. This water, some of it dating back to the last ice age, had been accumulating for tens of thousands of years. Saudi engineers and planners proposed a network of pipelines, canals, and pumping stations that would deliver this water to the surface, creating a life-giving artificial river across the kingdom. Scale beyond imagination. The sheer scale of the artificial river is staggering. While the Nile stretches roughly 6,650 kilometers, Saudi Arabia's man-made water system surpasses the Nile in total length if all pipelines, channels, and distribution networks are measured. It moves water from the remote desert interior to major cities and agricultural areas, supplying millions of people in regions where no natural rivers exist. The system includes thousands of kilometers of pipelines crossing deserts, mountains, and remote valleys. Hundreds of pumping stations, some capable of moving billions of liters of water per day. Reservoirs and distribution networks supplying cities like Riyadh and Jeddah, as well as northern agricultural regions. It is a networked system rather than a single flowing river. Yet for all intents and purposes, it functions as the lifeblood of the nation. Engineering marvel. How the river works. The artificial river draws water from deep underground aquifers, sometimes hundreds of meters below the surface. These aquifers, often referred to as fossil water, are finite, water that has been stored for millennia and is not replenished naturally. Once depleted, these aquifers cannot be refilled on a human timescale. After extraction, the water is pumped into an extensive pipeline network, carefully engineered to deliver it efficiently across vast distances. Massive pumping stations overcome the natural topography, pushing water uphill, through deserts, and into urban centers and farms. The system requires precision engineering is required to maintain pressure across thousands of kilometers. Energy-intensive pumps, powered by electricity and diesel generators. Advanced monitoring, using sensors, satellites, and remote telemetry to prevent leaks, detect blockages, and track water flow. Every valve, pipe, and reservoir must be maintained meticulously, because failure in the desert is catastrophic. A broken pipeline could mean millions of liters of water lost, threatening both human settlements and agricultural zones. Environmental cost, a hidden price. While the artificial river brings life to arid regions, it comes with a significant environmental price. The aquifers tapped by the project are non-renewable. Extracting water at current rates could deplete some reservoirs within decades. This has serious implications for future generations. particularly if agriculture and urban expansion continue to rely on fossil water. The energy required to operate the pumping stations also contributes to carbon emissions, although Saudi Arabia is gradually investing in solar and renewable energy alternatives. Introducing vast amounts of water into desert ecosystems can also alter soil chemistry, promote invasive plant growth, and disrupt native wildlife. The artificial river is a triumph of engineering, but it's also a reminder of the fragility of natural resources, economic and social benefits. Despite environmental concerns, the artificial river has transformed Saudi Arabia economically and socially. In agriculture, it has enabled the cultivation of crops in areas that were previously barren. Wheat, fruits, and vegetables now grow in the desert, reducing dependence on imported food. For cities, the river supplies millions with reliable water, supporting urban expansion, industry, and public services. The river also allows for the creation of green spaces, parks, and recreational areas in desert cities. It has facilitated industrial development in previously uninhabitable regions. In essence, it has turned desert into opportunity, demonstrating Saudi Arabia's ability to reshape its environment on an extraordinary scale. Global significance. No other country has undertaken a water infrastructure project of this scale in such extreme conditions. While nations like Egypt, China, and the United States have built massive dams and canals, Saudi Arabia's artificial river is unique because it moves water through deserts rather than along natural waterways. It is a testament to human ingenuity, combining civil engineering, hydrology, and energy management in one interconnected system. Yet it also serves as a warning. In a world facing climate change and desertification, non-renewable water resources are finite and fragile. Other nations facing arid conditions are watching Saudi Arabia closely. Some see inspiration, others caution. The river demonstrates both the possibilities and limits of engineering in tackling water scarcity. Cutting-edge technology. The artificial river employs advanced technology to ensure efficiency and reliability. Engineers monitor water pressure, flow rates, and quality using satellite telemetry and digital sensors. Automated pumping stations adjust in real time to respond to fluctuations in demand or unexpected obstacles. Pipelines are constructed from corrosion-resistant materials, with sections buried deep underground to protect against extreme heat, sandstorms, and erosion. Maintenance crews patrol thousands of kilometers of infrastructure, checking for leaks, sediment buildup, or damage. It is a technological achievement on a planetary scale, rivaling some of the largest engineering projects in human history. The vision for the future. Saudi Arabia continues to expand and modernize its water infrastructure. Plans include integrating desalination plants, renewable energy sources, and new pipelines to reduce reliance on fossil aquifers. Mega projects like Neom, a futuristic $500 billion city under construction, will depend heavily on this infrastructure. Water security is central to Saudi Arabia's vision for development, urbanization, and economic diversification. In essence, the artificial river is more than a water project. It is the backbone of national development, shaping the country's future in ways few people realize. Controversy and criticism. Despite its achievements, the artificial river has faced criticism from environmentalists and scientists. Fossil water is finite, overpumping risks depleting aquifers. Permanently, changes in groundwater levels may lead to land subsidence, soil salinization, and desertification, pumping millions of liters of water. Across deserts consumes vast amounts of energy, adding to carbon emissions. Economists also caution that agricultural expansion relying on non-renewable water is unsustainable in the long term. Critics argue Saudi Arabia must balance engineering ambition with conservation and renewable alternatives, or risk ecological collapse in future decades. A symbol of ambition. Despite the risks, The artificial river symbolizes Saudi Arabia's ambition and vision. Where once there was only sand, now there is life, agriculture, and urban development. It demonstrates that human ingenuity can overcome natural limits, at least temporarily. But it is also a warning. Resources like water are finite. Engineering marvels can create temporary abundance, but without careful planning, the long-term consequences may be severe. Saudi Arabia's artificial river is a triumph of engineering, a lifeline for millions, and a symbol of human ambition. It is longer than the Nile. A network of pipelines, pumping stations, and reservoirs, a source of water for cities, agriculture, and industry, a symbol of national ambition and technological achievement. Yet it is also a reminder that even the most advanced engineering cannot create infinite resources. Water is life, and controlling it comes with immense responsibility. As the world faces growing desertification and climate change, Saudi Arabia's artificial river stands as both an inspiration and a warning, a reminder of what is possible and what is at stake. Watch the full video to see Saudi Arabia's artificial river from above, explore the massive engineering behind it, and uncover the secrets of the world's longest man-made waterway.